Hey, what's up everybody? Hey, my name's Bill, aka Billy Goat, and today's video I'm going to give the 200-hour review on this 2023 Hustler Surfer Pro. Let's get to it. I've been wanting to do another review or update on this mower since we've had it. We originally purchased it or ordered it back in 2023 in January, and we picked it up February or March of last year. So we've had it for nearly a year and a half now, and we just put 200 hours, 202 to be exact, and I just did some maintenance on it this morning. I changed the oil in the oil filter and looking everything over, and I figured, well, let me do a video and go through the different features and specs for this mower and give you my thoughts as we go down the list. If you've been watching our channel, you know that Michelle's my wife. We are co-owners in our lawn business, and we target quarter-acre yards or smaller in size. We technically call them, you know, small to medium-sized yards, and that's most of the common average yard in our service area. So we do a lot of push mowing, but we do like some of these bigger backyards that have small gates that we needed a compact mower, you know, to ride on, either a ride-on mower or a stand-on mower like this. But we wanted to go with a stand-on, and when we were at the 2022 GIE there in Kentucky, we were looking at this particular mower here. It really was very interesting, and we wanted to, you know, demo this mower. And I'm not sure at the time if they had this as a demo outside, but we still continued to investigate to see if this mower would be a right fit for us. If you're looking at, you know, getting one of these mowers, they retail, I think they're still around 5,000. I mean, maybe a few hundred more, you know, as far as brand new. And then, you know, Facebook, you can, you know, get them for several $100s less. They come in two different deck sizes. This is the 34-inch, which is the smaller deck size. It has a 2-blade cutting system, and it also they also have the 48-inch deck size, which is the 3-blade cutting system. They're pretty much the same mower. The only differences they have is the deck size and I believe it's the rear tire size. If you get the 34-inch deck, you get they're 18-inch wheels, but they're 6.5 inches wide. And if you get the 48-inch model, they come with, I believe it's the 8.5-inch wide tire. So you do get the slightly, or a 2-inch wider tire on the 48-inch model. Now with the 6.5-inch wide tires, I'm not sure if it's the tire tread or if it's because it's a narrow tire. I'm not, or even the name brand. These are what they call the Big Bite brand. You have to be careful when you're doing your zero turn, because it will, at least in our experience, it will tear up the turf. Now we try to, you know, for the most part, try to, you know, do more of 3-point turns when we're doing our striping, going back and forth, or you know, getting in and out of tight spots. We try not to do that zero turn where you just turn on a dime, because more or less it will tear up the turf. So now, as far as the the 48-inch deck with the 8.5-inch wide tires, I'm not sure if that's a problem or not, but as far as these 6.5-inch wide, it definitely will, you know, tear up the turf. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I believe that's, you know, the only difference between the 48 and the 34-inch model. Everything else is the same, as far as the frame, the length of the mower, you know, everything, even the engine here. The engine is they use a Kawasaki FS541V, which is a 15 horsepower engine. Now, as far as, you know, Michelle and I, we're 150 pounds or less, and with the 15 horsepower, it powers the dual blades just fine. And also, as us, you know, as the operator, when we do like our normal yards, there's really no problem of the machine, you know, struggling, you know, under normal conditions. You know, if you're cutting normal, you know, length of grass and those kind of things, you know, train level up, that this engine is, as far as I'm concerned, is, you know, perfectly fine for this 34-inch here. Now, I'm not sure, again, you know, if you have the 48 with the wider tires, that you're gonna, you know, have some problems with the engine being not enough power. Now, I know Kawasaki has an 18 horsepower, and I'm not 100% sure that they don't have the 18 on the 48, but I'm pretty sure it's only the 15. But I could be wrong. But just to make sure, just before you know, think about getting one of these, just double check the horsepower of the engine. You know, especially if you're doing some really thick, you know, grass types, you know, tall grass, or you're, you know, if you're on the heavier side, or if you're doing, you know, hilly or steep terrain. If you're wanting to get this mower new, as far as, you know, when we purchased it, it was currently for commercial use. It's a 2-year 300-hour warranty, and if you're getting it on residential purposes, that it's a 3-year 300-hour warranty on it, if like you say, if you're getting these new. Now, with us, it's we only have another 6 months before the warranty runs out. And one of the things that I'm a little concerned about, it might not be a big deal, and maybe ones that are watching this video that have this mower could either have this concern, or, you know, maybe even check to see if you have this problem. On these Surfer Pros, they use the hydros. It's a dual hydro system. I don't have the cover off, but it uses the Hydro Gear ZT 1800s, and there's 2 of them, and they're considered residential transmissions, or, you know, hydro pumps, or whatever you want to call them. And they're not serviceable. They're not, there is no after so many hours replacing the fluid or anything like that. And the 1800s it's fine for this, you know, for this mower here, but I am a little concerned because I'll show you here. I'll show you why I'm concerned. All right, I jacked up one side of the mower so that the wheel is up off the ground, and I've seen on Facebook groups that people were saying that the tire was rubbing up against this bolt here, and I wanted to check mine, and I noticed the same thing. Like if you look real close, you can see where it's been rubbing right up underneath here. It's slightly rubbing, and I've seen pictures where it's been even worse on some of these posts. And I noticed that there is a lot of wobble in the whole wheel. Even it almost looks like, you might not see it on camera, but it's like the whole shaft or the axle is, you know, loose or something. I don't know. And this side's the worst side. The other side isn't too bad. So I don't know, you know, if that's something. You know, I'm gonna have it looked at and see what they say, but it'd be great if somebody could comment on that, if they've either had or have this problem, and if they, you know, if the dealer, you know, would you know, do something to, you know, correct it. I'm not sure, but that's something I definitely want to get checked out before the warranty's up. You know, other than, you know, the axle thing with the hydro gears, other than that, I really don't have no, you know, major concerns or complaints. You know, a lot of this little stuff is just if you can live with it or not. And some of the things that I want to touch base on here real quick is you know, something that, you know, you either you like or you don't like. It's not a design flaw or, you know, anything like that. Now, what I'm talking about is, one is the gas tank. It's only a 2-gallon gas tank. Now, it's not a big deal if you do a bunch of small yards. You know, a 2-gallon is fine. You know, if you're, you know, doing a handful of small yards a day, or if you're, you know, have this on your trailer and you're only using it a couple times a day. It's when you're doing the bigger yards, or, you know, doing mowing all day long, that you will run out of gas. And there was another thing on the previous video I did on the review, that the gas gauge on this is not correct. The sensor thing, the float that they, you know, that they put in there is actually the wrong size, so it doesn't register the gas level correctly. But I never did get that you know, looked at. You know, maybe when I have the hydro gears looked at, me, you know, maybe they might do something about that, but that's not a big deal. And the other one is the pad. You can see that the pad isn't really cushiony per se. It's not the most comfortable platform and padding, but really, you know, for what it is, you can't complain. You know, if you were doing this all day, maybe it might get a little uncomfortable, but, you know, if you're just doing, you know, yards that are only 5, 10, 15 minutes, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Now, that was another thing with this mower in general. They consider this mower a commercial grade mower. I wouldn't put it in the commercial grade. It's more of a residential grade to me, because, and this is why I, you know, say it's more residential, is because if you know about with Hustler, they have their sit down version, 0 turn. You know, it's a residential. It has the same deck size. It has the 34-inch deck, and I believe that you can get it in like the 30 or the 42 and the 48-inch as well. It's the Hustler Dash XD, I believe it is, and it's a residential mower. It has the same engine. It has the, you know, the 15 horsepower, you know, Kawasaki, and it has the same tires. I think the 34 has the 6.5 inch, and I believe that it might be the 42 and the 48 on the sit downs that they have the 8.5 wide tire. So it pretty much the same quality, and it also, the hydros on the sit down are the 1800s. So I don't know why they put this under the commercial side of their products. I think this is more, should be under the residential side, because it's a good solid little machine, but I wouldn't say it's commercial when you compare it to the real commercial mowers, like you know, like the Wright mowers and the Toro mowers, you know, that have the 32-inch decks. Even the Bradleys out there. The Bradleys are, I mean, if you're going to spend $5,000 on a stand-on mower and you want a nice beefy mower, I'll tell you, you can't go wrong with them Bradleys. You know, and Bradleys is definitely underrated for what they you know, what they have. But this mower here is it's different. It's compact. See, that's the reason why we wanted this, because it's small, it's compact, it's light, and you can pretty much get in and out of anywhere, as long as the terrain is not steep or you know, super hilly, because this thing will slide down a hill, as far as my experience. I've done it a couple times on some of our steeper properties, and you know, I'm just not comfortable with this mower on that type of terrain. Now, I don't know with the wider tires if that's you know, better. If you watch Tony's lawn care, he also has a Hustler Surfer Pro. He's got the 48-inch version, and as far as his reviews, he's pretty comfortable doing hills with the wider tires. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you're buying this mower new, you can purchase some accessories for it. Or if you get it used, it might already have some of these accessories, but one of them is the bagging system. You can order the bagging system, and what that is it's a plate that you mount on the discharge side of the mowing deck, and then you have it's a fabric bagger, so it just fits on there real easy, and you can have the bagging option. And it's real nice because it's not heavy. It's not like the aftermarkets. If you get like the accelerators, you know, they have the metal ones, and they also have the aluminum ones. But I like the fabric because it's just so much lighter and easier to deal with. The next modification was the chute blocker. So if you look on here, you see this motor here. I installed my own DIY chute blocker mounted onto the plate for the bagging system, so it makes it really convenient. I have the switch up here on the main console handlebar, and when I hit this button, I can open and close the chute. And what's nice about this is I can instantly go from, you know, discharge to mulching mode. Now, of course, this mower is not a true mulching mower. I did buy the mulching kit for it, but I didn't install the baffles inside. So it's just more of a chute blocker type system. If you look here real close with the blades are torn up. That's one thing about having this plate on here, that the debris will, you know, because it's a discharge. You know, most of these decks are made to discharge the clippings, and it puts a lot of clippings on this side of the deck, and it'll wear out the blade. Mainly the tail part there, which is really good for when you're trying to bag. So I use the wavy style mulching blades, and they're like the factory style blades. That's the common mulching blades that been around for years. And what I do is every so often, when this gets really bad, I'll end up putting a new set of blades on there. And I could originally, you can use the high lift or the standard lift blades. These are really good for discharge and bagging, but I prefer to use the mulching blades. So this way, it makes the mower more of a 3-in-1 style mower where I can easily switch from discharge to mulch mode to bagging mode. All right, next one is the tow hitch that I mounted on the back, just below the platform plate. Been getting a few questions about this from the last video when I was when other subscribers seen this on here, and they wanted to get an idea of how I mounted it. I ordered this the standard hitch plate that would go on a lot of the zero turn type mowers, or even if it wasn't on like tractor style mowers, where you can mount the plate for the hitch. What I did was I ended up getting 2 of these unistrut brackets and mounted it to the lower frame just below the platform plate there, and I used that for mounting the hitch plate. And then I think I drilled it out and put a bushing in there because it was just metal, and then instead of replacing the whole hitch plate, I can just replace, if it wears out, I can just replace the bushing. So that's how I did that. And the reason I put this on here was last year, last 2 summers we've gone through 2 droughts, one early summer and the other one late summer, early fall. And the problem is like now you can sit here and look at the ground, that the ground is just rock hard. And for nearly, at least the last 2 summers, we haven't had enough rain to aerate. And I've been wanting to get an aerator, and 3 years ago I tried to make an attachment for my DR brush mower. I wanted to make a reverse style and have a hitch on the DR so I could have a aerator. Well, it just didn't work out really well. I tried to get it to work, but it just wouldn't work. So I ended up scrapping that idea. And then last year I ended up, like you say, putting this hitch on so I could tow the aerator. Now this year we're still having the same problem. It's just been so dry that I don't know if I'll be able to aerate this fall. So, but what I did was, since this mower is, I was concerned about the hydros and stuff on this, would the machine be, enough to be able to pull the rider and a heavy aerator with cinder blocks on it. So what I ended up doing was taking a 40-inch aerator, and I cut 8 inches off each side to make it smaller so it's lighter. Now, don't laugh at me, because like you say, I did that mainly because of a couple of reasons. One, it's a lot easier to get into the backyards with the smaller aerator, being towed by the Hustler here. And also the trailer. I have a small compact trailer, so I don't have a lot of room on the trailer to be able to carry a heavy, bulky equipment. So I wanted, again, to make something compact size and easy to use, and then in the off season, you know, I can just easily stick it up on a shelf for storage. So all right, let's wrap this video up. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them if I didn't cover certain things, or you know, if there's any other concerns that you might have, or you know, I'll be happy to answer them if I can. So, but I appreciate you watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And at the end of this video, I'll put some footage of Michelle doing some mowing at one of our properties, and you can see how, you know, how this mower can get into you know, tight spaces and maneuver, you know, really well. So like I said, just appreciate everything, and we'll check you out in the next video. See ya.